What if the very fruits you've trusted for decades, fruits you believed were the epitome of health, were silently accelerating your decline? Imagine this: every morning a glass of juice, at lunch a generous bowl of fruit salad, in the afternoon a handful of dried fruits as a healthy snack. It all seems innocent until you start feeling weaker, your joints stiffen, your memory falters, and your energy disappears. You chalk it up to aging. But what if aging wasn't the only culprit? Here's a hard truth: some fruits, despite their wholesome appearance, can act like a Trojan horse inside the aging body. They're loaded with sugar that spikes insulin. They disrupt the absorption of critical medications. They inflame delicate tissues. And yet they're still sitting on your kitchen counter with a halo of health. According to recent findings published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consume high-sugar fruits daily have a 57% higher chance of developing metabolic syndrome, a deadly cluster of conditions that includes heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. And the tragedy: these are often the very fruits marketed toward the elderly as gut-friendly and energizing. This article isn't about demonizing fruit. It's about redefining what healthy really means after 60. Because what served your body well at 30 may quietly sabotage it at 70. In this guide, I'll expose the 4 fruits that every senior should think twice before eating, and 4 that can act like daily medicine, nourishing the heart, protecting the brain, and supporting lifelong mobility. I've spent over 2 decades working with seniors, from vibrant retirees to those managing multiple chronic conditions. I've seen firsthand how small dietary adjustments can transform energy levels, balance memory, and independence. And I've also seen how the wrong choices, often made with good intentions, can rob older adults of their vitality one bite at a time. So before you take your next bite, read on, because what's on your plate might be shaping your future more than you know. Part 1: the 4 fruits that work against the aging body. 1. Grapefruit, the medication time bomb. Few fruits are as misunderstood and as dangerous for seniors as the grapefruit. Its reputation as a breakfast staple and weight loss booster has kept it popular for generations. But for individuals over 60, especially those on prescription medication, grapefruit can be an unseen hazard. What makes this fruit so risky? A compound it contains called furanocoumarin, which interferes with an enzyme in your gut responsible for breaking down over 85 commonly prescribed drugs. When this enzyme is blocked, medications linger in the body longer and accumulate to levels far higher than intended. This isn't a theoretical problem. A 2018 study in the Canadian Medical Association Journal revealed that grapefruit consumption in medicated seniors can increase drug concentrations in the bloodstream by over 300%. That's like turning a regular dosage into an overdose without ever touching the pill bottle. Consider the case of Mr. Walter Green, a 72-year-old retired architect who was rushed to the emergency room after experiencing severe muscle cramps, confusion, and low blood pressure. His statin medication, meant to manage cholesterol, had become toxic in his bloodstream due to his morning grapefruit habit. Neither he nor his doctor had connected the dots until it was nearly too late. For seniors taking statins, blood pressure medications, anti-anxiety drugs, or heart rhythm stabilizers, grapefruit is more than just risky, it's potentially life-threatening. And because the interaction can last for up to 72 hours, simply spacing your grapefruit and medication apart doesn't eliminate the danger. The bottom line: If you're over 60 and take prescription medications, talk to your doctor before ever including grapefruit in your diet. In many cases, it's safer to eliminate it altogether. 2. Red or green grapes. A sweet trap for blood sugar. Grapes may look like harmless little bites of hydration, but for seniors, particularly those managing insulin resistance, they pose a serious problem. While natural grapes are exceptionally high in glucose and fructose, and they deliver it without fiber to slow the absorption. Just 1 cup of grapes contains 23 grams of sugar, roughly the same as a chocolate bar. But unlike a chocolate bar, grapes feel virtuous. That illusion of health is what makes them so dangerous. In seniors where glucose regulation becomes impaired due to age-related hormonal shifts, this sugar enters the bloodstream quickly and leads to a cascade of issues: blood sugar spikes, insulin, overproduction, inflammation, and ultimately fatigue, weight gain, and cognitive dulling. Mrs. Linda Chow, a 68-year-old with well-controlled type 2 diabetes, began experiencing sudden bouts of lightheadedness after lunch. After careful food journaling, it turned out her daily healthy snack, a bowl of grapes, was causing blood sugar volatility. Once she replaced them with a low-sugar fruit, her symptoms disappeared. What's more, grapes often carry high pesticide residues unless bought organic, making them less ideal for older adults with compromised detoxification capacity or weakened immune function. The takeaway grapes are best consumed rarely in small quantities and paired with a source of protein or healthy fat. Otherwise, they're just sugar in a pretty package. 3. Dried fruits, concentrated sugar, and preservative hazards. It's time to talk about one of the most deceptive health foods out there: dried fruit. While it may seem like a convenient way to boost fiber and antioxidants, dried fruit is essentially sugar compacted and concentrated. With water removed, all that remains is a sugary mass that's easy to overeat and easy to underestimate. A small handful of raisins contains the sugar equivalent of eating a whole bunch of fresh grapes, but without the water or fiber to slow down absorption. And many commercial dried fruits are soaked in added sugar or syrups, compounding the glycemic impact. The situation worsens when you factor in sulfites, preservatives used to prevent dried fruit from discoloring. These chemicals are tolerated by most young adults, but in seniors they can aggravate respiratory conditions like asthma or COPD, which already affect over 15 million Americans aged 65 and up. Mr. Ramon Delgado, 76, began experiencing nightly coughing fits that he attributed to seasonal allergies. But when his pulmonologist reviewed his diet, they discovered his daily snack of dried apricots was triggering low-grade inflammation in his lungs. After removing them, his coughing subsided within days. While whole fruit can be a nutrient-rich staple in a senior's diet, the dried variety tends to deliver more harm than help. If you must consume them, ensure they are unsweetened, organic, and eaten sparingly, and preferably not at all for individuals with blood sugar issues or lung sensitivity. 4. Unripe bananas. A source of digestive discomfort. Bananas are widely regarded as gentle on the stomach, but that's not always the case, especially when they're green or unripe. These underripened fruits contain high levels of resistant starch, a form of carbohydrate that resists digestion and ferments in the gut, leading to bloating, discomfort, and impaired nutrient absorption. For older adults who already experience sluggish digestion, reduced bile output, or low stomach acid, unripe bananas can act like glue in the intestines, slowing motility and exacerbating issues like gas and constipation. Moreover, unripe bananas contain astringent tannins compounds that give them their chalky taste and can irritate the gut lining, particularly in individuals with diverticulosis or inflammatory bowel disease. Nutritionally, they also fall short compared to their ripened counterparts. Antioxidant levels are lower, and their vitamin content, particularly vitamin C and dopamine, increases significantly during the ripening process. In clinical nutrition, ripe bananas are sometimes used for patients with ulcers or post-surgical recovery, but only when fully yellow or slightly speckled. Seniors are better off avoiding green bananas altogether or allowing them to ripen completely before consumption. Part 2. The 4 fruits that heal, restore, and protect. 1. Blueberries, a natural defense for brain and blood vessels. Among all fruits, blueberries stand out not for their size, but for their immense therapeutic potential, especially in aging populations. Their vivid blue hue comes from a group of antioxidants called anthocyanins, which are known to cross the blood-brain barrier and combat oxidative stress directly in the brain. Cognitive decline affects over 40% of people past the age of 65, but research shows that daily consumption of blueberries can delay cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years, according to a major study published in the Annals of Neurology. These compounds improve communication between brain cells, enhance memory retention, and protect neurons from degenerative changes associated with conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. The benefits extend beyond cognition. Blueberries also support cardiovascular health by improving arterial elasticity, lowering inflammatory markers, and helping to normalize blood pressure levels, a particularly critical issue since 2 out of 3 seniors have some form of hypertension. They also have a low glycemic index, which makes them ideal for diabetics or anyone managing glucose fluctuations. And unlike many fruits, blueberries do not need to be eaten in large quantities to offer benefits. A half cup daily, whether stirred into oatmeal, blended into a smoothie, or eaten plain, can significantly contribute to long-term vascular and neurological health. In clinical practice, I've observed seniors who introduced blueberries into their diet report not only sharper memory but improved coordination and steadier balance. These are subtle yet life-changing gains that reduce fall risk and enhance overall quality of life. 2. Apples with skin, a pillar of digestive and cardiovascular wellness. The apple, long celebrated for its simplicity, remains one of the most accessible yet powerful allies for older adults. Its unique nutritional composition offers broad-spectrum benefits, particularly when eaten organic and unpeeled. The apple's most valuable contribution is its high content of soluble fiber, notably pectin. This fiber binds to LDL cholesterol in the digestive tract and assists in removing it before it enters the bloodstream, a mechanism that directly reduces the risk of atherosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. Apples also regulate blood sugar thanks to their fiber content, which slows glucose absorption and prevents post-meal insulin spikes. Unlike many tropical fruits, apples have a low glycemic load, despite their natural sweetness, making them suitable for those with insulin resistance. Beyond their cardiovascular effects, apples promote digestive regularity and support the gut microbiome, 2 aspects of health that often suffer in older age due to slowed motility and frequent medication use. They are also a natural hydrator, containing over 85% water and trace minerals. Additionally, apples deliver a healthy dose of quercetin, a plant flavonoid with anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective effects. This compound has been linked to reduced risk of neurodegenerative diseases and supports the body's immune response, which often weakens with age. For seniors, one apple a day isn't just a saying, it's a strategic decision. I've worked with individuals who, after incorporating apples into their daily routine, reported fewer digestive issues, more stable energy, and less reliance on laxatives or antacids. 3. Avocados, the anti-aging fat. Every senior needs avocados may not be traditionally associated with fruit, but for older adults, this creamy green food is nothing short of a supernutrient powerhouse. Unlike most fruits, which are carbohydrate-rich, avocados are abundant in monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, which helps reduce inflammation and supports heart health. For seniors at risk of cardiovascular disease, avocados offer a safe, natural way to lower LDL cholesterol while boosting HDL, the protective form of cholesterol that improves arterial function. They also contain more potassium than bananas, aiding in blood pressure regulation without the sugar load. But the benefits don't stop at the heart. Avocados are rich in vitamin K, a crucial micronutrient for bone density maintenance and fracture prevention. Given that bone loss accelerates significantly after age 65, and hip fractures remain a leading cause of long-term disability in older adults, this makes avocados a vital dietary addition. They also enhance nutrient absorption. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are all fat-soluble, meaning they need dietary fat to be properly absorbed. By including avocado in meals that contain leafy greens or colorful vegetables, seniors can increase nutrient bioavailability by up to 15 times. Avocados are easy to incorporate, spread on toast, added to a salad, or eaten with lemon and salt. Their high fiber content supports satiety and stable blood sugar, while their antioxidant content, particularly lutein, promotes eye health, protecting against macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness in older adults. In my practice, clients who replace processed spreads or cheese with avocado often noticed reduced joint stiffness, improved cholesterol profiles, and more consistent energy throughout the day. 4. Pomegranate, a cardiovascular and cognitive shield. Pomegranate, often overlooked due to its unusual appearance, is a true medicinal fruit in the world of geriatric nutrition. Bursting with punicalagins and ellagic acid, pomegranate exerts powerful effects on arterial health, oxidative stress, and even cognitive resilience. As people age, arterial stiffness becomes more common, reducing blood flow and increasing cardiac strain. Pomegranate juice has been shown to reduce arterial plaque buildup by over 30% according to research in the journal Atherosclerosis. Additionally, in hypertensive individuals, pomegranate consumption has demonstrated reductions in systolic blood pressure of up to 21%, rivaling pharmaceutical interventions in some cases. Beyond heart health, pomegranate also offers brain protective benefits. A UCLA study revealed that older adults who drank pomegranate juice daily had significantly better memory recall and verbal fluency compared to a control group. These effects are attributed to the fruit's unique antioxidants, which protect against neuronal inflammation and degeneration. For seniors with weak teeth or difficulty chewing, pomegranate juice is an ideal alternative to whole fruit. Just ensure it is 100% pure juice without added sugars. Even a half cup of seeds daily can deliver meaningful benefits. Clinically, I've observed pomegranate help clients reduce blood pressure, experience fewer headaches, and improve attention span. For those with a family history of cognitive decline or cardiovascular disease, it is an essential part of preventive care. Conclusion: rethinking fruit as medicine in the second half of life. As we age, every bite we take becomes more consequential. What once felt like a harmless snack in our 30s can decades later influence everything from blood pressure to brain function, joint flexibility to digestive ease. Fruit, while universally accepted as healthy, must be viewed through the lens of the senior body's unique needs. Some fruits like grapefruit grapes, dried fruits, and unripe bananas can disrupt that fragile balance. They can interact with medications, spike blood sugar, strain organs, or impair digestion. These effects are rarely immediate, which is what makes them especially dangerous. They build silently day by day until one morning you wake up feeling foggy, stiff and tired, and you don't know why. But the reverse is also true. Certain fruits, when chosen wisely, can serve as nature's most effective medicine. Blueberries can sharpen the mind. Apples can clean the arteries. Avocados can fortify your bones. Pomegranates can calm the storm inside your blood vessels. These are not just foods, they are tools for longevity, clarity, and strength. The lesson here is not to fear fruit, but to understand it. Your metabolism is not what it was. Your body requires precision, not just good intentions. By simply shifting from harmful choices to beneficial ones, you gain more than nutrients, you reclaim control over your health. After all, aging doesn't mean surrendering to decline. It means adapting with wisdom. It means letting go of outdated health myths and embracing nutrition that serves who you are today, not who you were 40 years ago. If you've made it this far, you've already taken an important step. You're not passively aging. You're actively engaging in your health, and that mindset alone sets you apart. So next time you prepare your plate, ask yourself, am I feeding disease or fueling vitality? The answer may lie in something as simple as the fruit you choose. If you found this article valuable, I invite you to like and subscribe to Longevity Secret, our growing community of seniors, caregivers, and health-conscious individuals committed to aging with grace, strength, and purpose. Every week, we share science-backed tips to help you live longer, live better, and stay in control of your health journey. Join us today because your best years are still ahead.